Welcome to Life Upgrade Academy. Today we will summary the book Rich Dad Poor Dad written by Robert Kiyosaki. Chapter 1 of this book is titled Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and it introduces the two dads, Kiyosaki's biological father, referred to as Poor Dad, and his best friend's father, referred to as Rich Dad. Kiyosaki shares how both dads influenced his financial education, with Poor Dad working for a steady paycheck and Rich Dad being an entrepreneur who owns several businesses. Kiyosaki points out that while both dads were smart and well-educated, they had different attitudes towards money and wealth. Poor Dad believed in the traditional path of working hard, getting good grades, and getting a job with a steady income, while Rich Dad believed in taking risks, investing in assets, and creating opportunities for himself. Kiyosaki acknowledges that both dads had important lessons to teach, but ultimately, he learned more about building wealth and financial independence from his rich dad. Chapter 2 of Rich Dad Poor Dad is titled The Rich Don't Work for Money. In this chapter, Kiyosaki introduces the concept of financial intelligence and explains why it is important to have it if you want to become wealthy. He argues that financial education is not taught in schools and that most people are not prepared to manage their finances or build wealth. The traditional mindset of working for money is flawed and it is necessary to shift to a mindset of having money work for you. Kiyosaki explains that having financial intelligence means understanding how money works, how to manage it, and how to make it work for you. He suggests that one of the best ways to gain financial intelligence is to learn how to invest in assets that generate passive income. Kiyosaki also cautions against relying solely on a job for income, as it can be precarious and vulnerable to economic changes. Kiyosaki also stresses the importance of understanding the difference between assets and liabilities. He defines assets as anything that puts money in your pocket, while liabilities are things that take money out of your pocket. He suggests that in order to build wealth, it is important to acquire assets that generate income, such as rental properties or stocks, and avoid liability like cars or clothes. Chapter 3 is titled Mind Your Own Business. This chapter emphasizes the importance of being proactive in managing your finances and creating your own sources of income. The author suggests that people should think of themselves as a business, regardless of whether they are employee or self-employed. The chapter introduces 3 financial statements and explains how they can help individuals track their finances and make better financial decisions: an income statement, a balance sheet, and a cash flow statement. He breaks down each statement and explains what it means and how to use it. Chapter 4 is titled The History of Taxes and the Power of Corporations. This chapter delves into the history of taxes and how they have been used throughout time to control people's behavior and redistribute wealth. The chapter provides a brief overview of the history of taxes, starting with the first known tax code in ancient Egypt and moving on to the present day. Kiyosaki explains that taxes have traditionally been used as a way for governments to control their citizens, as well as to fund wars and other initiatives. He also argues that taxes are not always fair. Kiyosaki then introduces the concept of corporations and how they can be used to build wealth and reduce tax liability. Corporations are separate legal entities from their owners, which means they can own assets and be taxed at a different rate. This can lead to significant tax savings for business owners who understand how to use corporations to their advantage. Chapter 5 is titled The Rich Invent Money. This chapter explores the idea that the rich have a different mindset when it comes to money, and that they view it as something to be created rather than something to be earned. Kiyosaki explaining that the rich don't necessarily work harder than the poor or middle class, but they do think differently about money. They understand the power of leverage and are able to create money by using other people's money and resources. Kiyosaki explains that there are 3 main forms of leverage that the rich use to create wealth: money, time, and knowledge of others. The wealthy have used these forms of leverage to create successful businesses and investments. Kiyosaki argues that traditional education does not provide enough information about money and finance, which leaves many people at a disadvantage when it comes to creating wealth. Chapter 6 is titled Work to Learn, Don't Work for Money. This chapter explores the importance of learning new skills and gaining knowledge, instead of simply working for paychecks. Kiyosaki explains that this can involve taking on new challenges and risks, such as starting a business or investing in real estate. He explains that by focusing on learning new skills and gaining knowledge, he was able to build wealth and become financially independent. He then goes on to discuss the traditional education system and its focus on job security and financial stability. He argues that this mindset can lead people to become trapped in a cycle of working for a paycheck and never achieving financial freedom. Chapter 7, Overcoming Obstacles, discusses the importance of overcoming fear and taking risks in order to achieve financial success. Fear and self-doubt can hold people back from reaching their full potential, and the readers should push past their comfort zones in order to achieve their goals. Some common fears that hold people back are the fear of failure, the fear of being criticized, and the fear of losing money. These fears are often rooted in a lack of financial education, and readers should educate themselves in order to overcome them. Kiyosaki also emphasizes the importance of taking action, even if it means making mistakes. They are an important part of the learning process and can help people to grow and improve. The chapter goes on to provide several tips for overcoming obstacles, including seeking out mentors, networking with other successful people, and taking calculated risks. Kiyosaki also emphasizes the importance of persistence and determination in the face of setbacks. In the last chapter, Getting Started, the author focuses on practical steps that readers can take to begin building wealth. Getting started is the most important step. It's very important to set goals and develop a plan to achieve them. The readers should set specific financial goals and then break them down into smaller, more achievable steps. Kiyosaki also stresses the importance of taking action, even if it is imperfect or incomplete. Next, the chapter provides several strategies for building wealth, including starting a business, investing in real estate, and investing in stocks and bonds. The author suggests that readers should consider their skills, interests, and risk tolerance when choosing a wealth-building strategy. The chapter also emphasizes the importance of financial education, ongoing learning, reading books, attending seminars, and seeking out mentors in order to continue developing financial intelligence. Thanks for watching. If you found this summary helpful, please like, comment, and subscribe for more. Keep learning and growing, and I'll see you all in the next videos.